Okay, anyway, I'm starting the lesson now. So let's make this smaller. It shouldn't spoil the lesson content. And as you can see, there's only 12 slides because I didn't want to do a lot of things. I didn't have time to do them, but I will do them as we go. And I will try to put this in simple words, and I will try to do this beginner friendly. If you're a complete beginner, you should also stick with the lesson. The conditional and with sentences, we will explain them, we will do example sentences on them, and we'll talk about the differences or colloquial uses of each sentence. So I hope it will be useful or helpful and a fun lesson. There are three types of conditional. If you call these types, there are like 5 types because they are combined with basic tenses. And I will also talk about them. They are included in my plan. So let me quickly show you the plan. Wait. Yeah. So once again, everyone, welcome to our lesson. Today we will talk about conditional and wish sentences. We will take a look at the main 2 constructions. It will be eğer and sa suffix, keşke and sa suffix. You may wonder why conditional and wish sentences are put in one lesson because they are not actually related meaning-wise. Like conditions and wishes are not really related. The reason is because both of them are formed or conjugated with the same suffix in Turkish, the sa suffix, and their modifiers eğer and keşke. So if sa suffix is combined with eğer, it means if, and if it is combined with keşke, it means wish. So we will compare them and we will take a look at their different meanings. But first, before I go, I will make a quick reminder about the basic tenses. Then I will explain how they are used with if and wish. Then we will put if in different tenses. That's where the different types go, Sami. There will be like 5 of them. And then we will talk about the lights of Turkish. And if we have time, we will do some exercise. But if we don't, we will put this for Monday. And then I will answer your questions and comments. Then we will end the lesson. So we will have our sa suffix or sa or se with all of these tenses. Yaptıysam or yaptıysam in the past, like condition in the past. Yapmışsam, condition in the indefinite past. Yaparsam, condition in general. Yapıyorsam, condition in the present. Yapacaksam, condition in the future. Like if I will do, if I am doing, if I do, if someone said that I do, if I did. So what is if and wish? Just like I talked about in the lesson, beginning of the lesson, it is basically eğer sa and keşke sa. But how do you put this onto sentences? So mesela our sentence, if I do this, this is aorist. So we will use the R ending. Eğer ben bunu yaparsam. So the tense ending comes first. Aorist comes first. And then you put sa. Eğer ben bunu yaparsam. Or if you do this. Eğer sen bunu yaparsan. If I break this down into suffixes, it goes like this. Yes, domates, I will explain that. Eğer sen bunu yaparsan, are for aorist, it is our tense, it is our time, and then sa for our if. Let's do one more example for the other pronoun. If he or she does this, eğer o bunu yaparsa, again yaparsa. This time I don't have any ending for he or she. Usually this pronoun doesn't have any endings. And this is how it goes. Yes, Sami, exactly. You can also interchange it with other tenses. And aorist is usually interchangeable with yapıyorsa. And let's talk about keşke. I wish I had some money. Keşke biraz param olsa. Or I wish you were here. Keşke sen burada olsan. And you can see the endings. I wish I had some money. Keşke biraz param. Benim param. So benim param as an expression is the subject. So that's why we conjugate it for o. O olsa. And sen burada olsan. This time our subject is sen. So sen burada olsan. So we put n for sen. Or I wish my dad told me. Keşke babam söylese. Again our subject is babam. So keşke söylese, I wish he said. But for now, let's talk about if in continuous tenses. How do we do this and what does it mean? The conjugation is simple. It's the same basic conjugation. So we have yapmak, which means to do. Then I put the continuous tense ending, yapıyor. And now, in addition, I will have this sa. And then I will put my person ending, which is ben. Ben yapıyorsam. So that means if I am doing. Yes, exactly. And let's say that for sen, if you are doing. Again, the root of the verb yap, yapıyor. You know, until you put the personal ending, it is never complete. So you say yapıyorsa, again, what is our pronoun? It is en, sen yapıyorsan. If you are doing. And yap, but yapıyorsa. And that one is for if he or she is doing. That one might seem incomplete because he and she doesn't have any endings, but it is not complete. That's how it's conjugated. And for biz, maybe I can also write this for ben, sen, and o. Biz yap, yapıyorsak. Siz yapıyorsanız, onlar yapıyorlarsa. If we are doing, if you are doing, and if they are doing. It is basic. I don't think we should spend more time on this. There's nothing too much complicated. It is like if I am doing in the moment at the present, like ben yanlış yapıyorsam, if I am wrong, if I am doing it wrong, you can just tell me. Is there such a thing as yapıyorsaydım? No, there's not. It sounds ük. So let's move to the other tense. Not the past, aorist. In aorist. And it's the same simple conjugation again. Ben yaparsam, sen yaparsan, o yaparsa, biz yaparsak, siz yaparsanız, onlar yaparlarsa. So this one is a bit more. If I do, that usually refers to the future. Like if I do, let me know. Like ben bir şey yaparsam bana haber ver. Ben bir şey yaparsam bana haber ver. And by the way, Zaherha, that's again, haber vermek is a dative verb. So let me know. Like let me, because letting someone know is a dative. Yapıyorsaydım is not correct. There is no such thing as yapıyorsaydım. At least in the modern Turkish. Maybe it was available, it was used in the past, but now we don't say it. So if in aorist tense, if you know the difference, if you know the meanings of aorist tense, you should know how if used with aorist. So in the near future, mesela eğer ben yaparsam, mesela şu an burada kimse yok. So there is not anyone here right now. And eğer, but we don't need this, eğer biri gelirse beni ara. If someone comes, call me. Eğer biri gelirse beni ara. Okay? It's the same. If someone comes, eğer biri gelirse beni ara. And now I will move to the future. In the future tense, it's the same conjugation. So, eğer yapacaksam, if I will do. As far as I remember, people usually don't say will with if sentences, so but I will still call it will. Eğer yapacaksan, eğer yapacaksa. And I will not complete the rest. It's the same conjugation. So I will move to finally the the tense. Ne yapsam? Sometimes ne yapsam is also what should I do. So ne yapsam is like I don't know, what should I do? Or whatever I do. Okay, so let me just explain the difference between two types of if in the past tense. Okay, so there are two categories, two ways to say if in the past tense, and their order is different. I will pick the yapmak again, and yapsa. If sa comes first, it will mean something else, and you will need a buffer. Yapsaydım, and you can also say sa after the past tense. Yaptıysam. Okay, yapsaydım and yaptıysam. So, does anyone know the difference between this, or does anyone want to guess? They mean different things. There's a big difference. I mean, they are both if in the past. No, it's not about ability, it's not about cooled. Yapsaydım and yaptıysam. Ah, you have a point, Nosy. Yes. So, does anyone have any more insight on this? So, let's talk about yapsaydım. So, just like Nosy said, if I had done it. So that means I didn't do it. When sa comes first, that means you didn't do it. But you are talking about an alternative timeline or like an imaginary situation about the possible scenarios, like what will happen if I had done it. I will give you an example. Let's say that you are working on a project, like you are writing a code, I don't know, you are writing a document, but then your computer shuts down, you lose your old work, and I'm telling you, eğer dosyayı kaydetseydin, şu an onu kurtarabilirdin. So that means the file is gone, all the work is gone, and I am telling you, if you had saved it, if the file, you would have been able to save it, able to recover it. So it is impossible now. Now it is impossible, it's gone. But in an alternative timeline, if you had saved it, you will be able to bring it back. And maybe one more example. So eğer bana söyleseydin bunu yapmazdım. Eğer bana söyleseydin bunu yapmazdım. So again, that means you didn't tell me. But if you had told me, I wouldn't have done that. Again, I am talking about a possible scenario, like an imaginary situation, a possibility in the past. No, it means would have. The other function of ardı is also would have, and that's why I put these if conditions after ardı. So this is probably not a rule, but it is just my own hint for you. You can probably remember this. If there is ardı in the sentence, it is usually like an imaginary situation. An imaginary situation means what would happen, like would have. And now let's talk about yaptıysam, the other if in the past tense. But this time the past tense ending comes before. Hypothetical, exactly. And yaptıysam. So this one is a more like true or false. It depends on a condition, and based on the answer, if it is true, something else will happen. If it is false, something else will happen. And I will use the same example. So, your computer broke and you told me about it. Like, bilgisayarım bozuldu. My computer broke. Bilgisayarım bozuldu. Canım çok sıkkın. I'm so stressed. Canım çok sıkkın. So I'm telling you, like I'm giving a response. So, dosyayı kaydettin mi? Your answer can be yes or no. Evet or hayır. So based on your answer, I will say something else. Evet, if you saved it, I will say eğer kaydettiysen onu geri getirebilirsin. Eğer kaydetmediysen onu geri getiremezsin. And this is evet and this is hayır. So, depending on your answer, it is true or false. If the condition is like satisfied, if it means like if it is evet, there's one answer, one possibility. If it is hayır, it is something else. Yes, but that's a bit different. Let's fit this into our yaptıysam. So, let's say that, like as learner in the chat says, ben bu konuyu bilmiyorum. Then I don't remember you here and I say, eğer derse geldiysen, bu konuda konuştuk. Evet, eğer derse geldiysen bunu görmüşsündür. If you came to the lesson, you will have seen it. And the other dıysa, eğer derse gelseydin bunu görürdün. So that the second one means you didn't come to the lesson, that's why you don't know about the subject. But if you had come, you will have known about the subject. And the first one means, I don't know whether or not you came, I can't remember. Then, but if you did come, maybe you must have seen it. Kendinize iyi bakın. Haftaya görüşürüz. İyi geceler.